Welcome back to New World Tank Mastery, where I, Ty James, your mother's favorite online video game tank, run you through the different dungeons, endgame content, expeditions, mutateds, and trials, and all that good stuff, and show you how to do them as a tank, including the pulls, boss mechanics, and different things like that. And today, we are doing the Depths. This is, once again, another random pickup group. I have no idea who any of these people are. Or how this is going to go. So this is going to be an unedited cut take of how to do this dungeon. So I actually like to go straight to the back here and start grabbing all these good old-fashioned miners and archers and then pull them to these three guys over here. Hopefully my team does not start pulling people ahead of time, because I remember doing this and I had like a bunch of DPS that just kind of floor tanked and face rolled and all that good stuff because they didn't know how to do the pulls and they thought they did, and they were just kind of pulling everything randomly, right? So it looks like that archer can still see me even though I had him line to sight, so that's pretty cool. So I'm going to hold that aggro on them. And I'm going to come grab all these guys. I do not want to heal on me or DPS to attack any of these, because I want to pull them all about right here. So the reason I pull them right here is so that's right there. See that axeman and that other guy that's up there? He can't see me, so he has to come down to me. And it keeps all the cleave damage and all that away from my team so that we can just knock all these guys down super fast. It's a nice little pocket spot right there as a tank. Once somebody activates that Azoth seal, it's going to take 3 people with Azoth staffs on this pillar. So while they're going to do that, I'm just going to pull the aggro here. So let me come grab these guys like this. I'm going to start whacking them. I like to kind of kite them backwards a little bit. So while they're doing that, I come over here and I can come right through this door once they activate it. So it takes 3 people with Azoth staffs. Do 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 do. And I'm gonna come pick up Bennett here. Right. I'm gonna come grab these axemen and these hunters. All right. I'll wait for my team to kind of catch up here. Do I have everybody with me? Looks like I do. So let me make sure I have Bennett. All right. And we can start grabbing all these other guys here. And then once I get him about 50% right there, I'm going to start moving over here. I'm going to grab this mercenary, this artisan. Hello. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. You, and you. Come here. You, and you come over here. Right? So I'm going to pull all this aggro right here. I'm going to clump them up in a nice little tight group like so. I wish I had a nice little line of sight for that impaler right there. So I'm going to have to get within range so I can taunt him like that. And I want that door to be open. So let's get through this hunter. Let's go ahead and pull up his aggro. He's being kind of a jerk. All right, so door's open. I'm going to come through here. I'm going to grab all these guys. Don't put a heal on me. Don't put a heal. I'm going to grab them right here. Let my team through. Like so. They should start heading up the stairs. Or they're just going to stand here. That's cool. That's cool. We're all in this together. You guys can line aside them with the stairs. So we're going to grab them up these stairs. And when I say light aside them with the stairs, see this pillar here? If they get on the other side of that pillar, those range mobs that he's still down there fighting for some reason, will actually come up here to us. Right? Because they can't see us with this pillar right here. So if you have to, you can even tuck in behind the pillar, causing them to come up the stairs. So that's one way you do the pull. You don't want your DPS just staying there and attacking them because, 1, it takes longer because there's just one guy doing his own thing. And 2, it's not an efficient way to do the pull. You'd rather have everybody all stacked up together, so that you can just burn everybody down at the same time. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to face this tendril away from the stairs so my team can come up here without getting smacked. That swarmer's almost here. Once he's here, we're going to come through here and we're going to grab Mr. Boar. Diablo-esque looking from Diablo 1. And once we got him down, we're going to cut down these stairs. We're going to grab these mobs. Once I have for sure enough threat on them, which I do, I'm going to run and I'm going to grab these mobs. And I'm going to bring them up here, grab this tendril. Make sure I control all this aggro here. Once they're about a quarter of the health like so, I'm going to come back up these stairs, if I can move. And I'm going to grab this guy, and I'm going to bring them. I'm going to grab these guys, like that. Let me grab the whole room. Grab these guys. And then I'm going to bring them all the way over here. I'm going to use line of sight of this door. Bring them to me here. Like so. See how they have to come to me? Boom. So you're using the line of sight of the door to get all these guys bunched up like so. Once you have them about quarter of the health where you're not worried about them bonking your team, you're going to come grab this impaler. You're going to take him over to the tendril and these swarmers here. And I personally like just holding the aggro for my team to get in. Just depends on if my team are those type of spicy dudes where they just want to skip everything. It looks like they just want to stay and fight. I'm holding aggro so you guys can use the teleporter. Okay, they just want to fight everything. All right, that's cool. That's fine. They just want to do DPS. Just let me use my spear and my bow. So typically you just hold the aggro so they can use the teleporter. That's, you know, let me whack that mine real quick. So I'm going to pull this archer, this acolyte, this archer. I'm going to come over here, this axeman, this heavy, right? And I'm going to hold this aggro here, and I want to line of sight them by bringing them to this acolyte. Like this. So, see how he has to come to me now? So now there's plenty of AoE to go around. We can burn them all down at the same time. So this little pocket is a nice little area to ensure that we get this aggro here. Let me grab a taunt on these dudes real quick, since they're attacking my DPS who's not line of sighting them. All right, so now that we got them about half health, we're going to go ahead and come down over here. We're going to grab this swarmer, this acolyte. Same thing, we're going to bring them to that acolyte right there so that we can AoE everything down at once. Make it a lot faster. We're going to grab the mercenary, the heavy. The heavy does a lot of cleave damage. And we're going to bring them to this archer. Right? Like so. Then all we're going to do is go into this teleporter. Looks like my team decided to pull that other room. We don't have to do that. You can just come to the teleporter. And we're going to grab these guys here. And we kind of want to stay somewhat center because there's going to be mobs spawning on either side of the room. So we don't want to have to chase too far. We just want them kind of within our taunt range here. Like so. And it's important for your DPS to, or your healer, if they happen to get aggro and they want a peel, all they got to do is run by you to where they're within your taunt range. Oh, somebody's got javelin. Or a spear with a pull. That was nice. I like that. I appreciate that as a tank. Just pull them to me. All right? So, you don't want to have to go around chasing. You want them... See how he just dodged by me? So it made that mob be within my taunt range so I can provide peel. I don't have to go around chasing the mob. Well, right when I went to heavy attack, you speared him. Looks like El Luchador is going to get smacked by that miner. We got to help this El Wrestler door here get through the door. So once he unseals the gate, there's going to be a lasher right here that likes to smack everybody. So we're going to go ahead and grab him. I like to kind of turn him like this, so my team can get through the door. I'm going to pick up all that aggro, like so. And we're going to keep them all nice and tight, like that. And we're going to come across this bridge. We're going to grab these guys, and we're going to bring them up the stairs so that our team can activate the ancient seal. Let me grab the aggro, guys. There you go. So we're going to take them to the hunter, and we're going to come up to this archer up here. We're going to whack, whack, whack like that. We're going to whack, whack, whack like this. And we're going to hold them all right here so the archer has to come to us. Or my team can start attacking the archer. See, if you guys come up here, the archer will come to us. You guys don't have to fight him on the stairs. And we can AoE everybody down. It's much faster. Okay, hopefully... Oh my god, they're pulling... We actually don't need to pull that guy. Come up the stairs. Okay, they just want to fight everything. This crew does not care about completing this quickly. They're just like, no, we want to fight everybody. Okay, so we could ignore him. We just got to come up these stairs and make a left. But, like I said, some DPS, they just want to kill. They point me in the direction you want me to kill, sir. Okay, turn this way, face that way, send your damage that way, hit that guy. That's all you got to do. Okay, we're going to pull this guy. We're going to pull these guys. We're going to let our team kind of get up here. We're going to shuck and jive and jive and shuck and jive. And then we're going to come here and we're going to make sure our team gets through. They're not going to follow. Good. Our team made it through. So we come up on our first boss, Mr. Archdeacon Azamela. Or Azamela. Azamela? I don't know. What is Azamela? So I want to pick up these hounds, and then I want to maintain aggro on the boss. First phase is just these ads you have to deal with. Then he's going to start charging up the platforms nearby. And there's one on either side. So right now he's charging it up. So 2 people need to hop onto that next platform. They use that teleporter right there. And there's 2 mobs that they got to kill. And then they have to use their staff to undo the corruption that's in front of that little pillar. And then that ends this phase. So I'm just going to maintain aggro on these hounds. Just kind of whack them a little bit. Like so. Because once they're done activating that, he's back. Summons his ads. We get our taunt off, so we have the ads right here. And then his next phase, both platforms are going to open. So I'm going to go to one with somebody, and 2 other people are going to go to the other. I always go to this one over here. Like so. And I'm going to taunt these guys. I'm going to whack-a-mole them down. Like so. Let me switch over to my whap right here. So once we get this guy down, we can start dealing with the corrupted. Right, so the monolith. Use our aids off staff. And then once that's done, it's going to teleport us back in the center. And then we just finish burning the boss. Like so. All right, so we're back. Let's go ahead and grab these ads off of our team so they can just focus on the boss. And that's it. So he's down. Then we're going to run up here, grab this next respawn point. We're going to grab the Thorpe's key. Since somebody already grabbed it, I don't have to grab it, which is nice. But sometimes people will just assume everybody else will grab it, and then nobody grabs it, and you get all the way up here, and you're like, oh, I guess I don't have the key. And you're like, no, you don't have the key. So I'm going to hold this aggro so my team can teleport in. Once we do that, we're going to make a right. We're going to grab this Impaler, this Axeman, this Archer, and we're going to bring right into this little corner, like so. So we're line of sight. We have that cleave guy facing the wall. So they should not have attacked these guys. They should wait till the line of sight. Because if they attack them, they take them off my aggro, and I'm tucked in the corner. I can't get my taunt off. So, once again, it's very important for your DPSs to not do silly stuff. Right? So, let's go ahead and grab this Acolyte here and these Swarmers. El Luchador is running away from me. So, he should be bringing that guy to me, so we can clump them all together, so this goes way faster. Otherwise, the aggro does not get split properly into line of sight, to where, to see how this Acolyte, now we got to come over here. Instead, if you bring me that big guy, I can get aggro on him, we can finish about a quarter of the health of the other ones, and then we just burn them all down. But all good. So we got to destroy this carapace in here, and then we can use this little teleportation device. Like so. And then we're going to fight this like werebear, corrupted bear guy, Archibald. I'm going to face him right here towards this gate, like that. Or these boxes, whatever you want to call them. Because that is swipe cleave damage. And it will take out your little melee DPSers. Alright, I'm going to grab this tendril here. I'm going to start onto the Archer. And then we need 3 people to activate that monolith right here. Looks like their big booties are pulling this Legionary. So 3 people need to go ahead and use their staffs. Do we have 3 on it? Yeah, we do. I hope. I'm just going to hold this aggro. Okay, now that we got that down, we're going to jam through this door. Come get this next respawn point. Cut through here. So dark and scary. And then we come up on Commander Thorpe. You guys can leave him alone. You guys can leave him alone. He's fine. He didn't do nothing. All right. Door's closed. So here's Commander Thorpe. He does a cleave. So you guys might want to be on the other side. He has a cleave. Like that. So your melee DPS should be on the other side so they all don't get whacked like that. So he has two different versions of the cleave. A fire sword like igniting and then a huge arc sweep. Right there. There's the huge arc sweep. Boom. You can block through it. Once you get him down to, I think it's like 15% health, he's going to respawn his health, and he's going to cause these ads to come up. They burn down quickly, but just go ahead and grab the aggro. Then he does this little hand Iron Man corrupted laser, however you want to call it, and then goes back to cleave. Right there. Boom. Boom. Right there. So I like my block, little AoE explosion, all good. You can block through it. Keep whacking him, keep him facing away from your team. And just let them burn him down. And that's it. That's how you get through Commander Thorpe and how you get through the depths. Nothing terribly, nothing terribly confusing. It's just a lot of times, like with all these different dungeons, right? And I'm going to start showing you guys the M3 versions and how you kind of take it step by step a little slower, just because the scaling amount of damage is crazy when you start getting to M3. And if you have DPSs that don't know what they're doing and they start pulling too many things, it just becomes a nightmare to deal with. But that is the simplest way to do the pulls and give you an idea of where to position things, the positioning, and how you use line of sight. Those are the same whether you're doing M1, M2, or M3. The amount of mobs, right, might change slightly, but how you position yourself will still be the same. Okay, the amount of damage still be the same, but that is one way that you can start thinking about the scaling difficulty. Is my positioning is going to be the same. Maybe I'm just pulling less mobs at a time. Okay, but I will be posting some M3s for you guys so you guys can see kind of the differences between, say, M1, M2, and then getting into the M3. All right, just finding DPS that were willing to run M3 and not be brain dead. Probably going to take a while. Anywho, hopefully you got some value out of this video. If you did, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Join the Discord. Links down in the description below. Check out all the other Tank Mastery videos we got. I think this might encompass pretty much all of it except maybe Worm. I still have to post the Worm. And I think I got everything else. If I'm missing a dungeon, go ahead and put it down in the comments so I can find it and get it uploaded for you guys. Also, every single week I go over the mutations. I just did the first one yesterday on Tuesday, but every Tuesday on the server reset, I'm going to break down what the mutations are for that week. So follow that playlist. That should be down in the channel as well. Thank you so much for all the love you guys have posted and comments and all that good stuff. I very much appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video. But don't forget, do not forget, say hi to your mom for me. See you guys later.